KVAL News starts now.
It's official. The best college football player in America is a Duck. Good evening. I'm Lisa Nico.
And I'm Tom Adams. Thanks for joining us tonight on KVAL News. And on to tonight's top story, a historic first for the University of Oregon football program. Quarterback Marcus Mariota has won the Heisman Trophy, becoming the first U of O player to earn college football's top individual honor. A pinpoint passer with wide receiver speed, Mariota came into his junior season as the favorite to win the Heisman and delivered a performance that turned the presentation ceremony into a foregone conclusion. The first Hawaii native to win the Heisman has accounted for a Pac-12 record 53 touchdowns over the season. At the news conference tonight, Marcus humbly gave all the kudos to his teammates.
It's been a journey, but I couldn't have done it without my boys back home, my family, and my teammates. My boys back home were the ones that really just believed in me.
Mariota joins Terry Baker of Oregon State as the only college players from this state to win the Heisman. Baker was also a quarterback and won his trophy way back in 1962.
On to a KVAL crime alert now. Portland police have arrested a man in connection with a shooting spree on Friday near a Northside Alternative High School. 3 people were wounded in the attack. Authorities say the victims will recover. Arrested overnight was 22-year-old Lonzo Murphy. He's a person of interest at this point. Investigators say when they pulled him over, they found a handgun in his car. They won't say whether that's the gun used in the shooting or not. Right now, this doesn't mean the manhunt is over. Police are still looking for 2 other men. They're described as African American in their late teens or early 20s. Tonight, police are making a public plea.
Social media is obviously huge in investigations like this. We know people post things, pictures, videos. Anything like that could help the investigators tighten up the investigation on the remaining suspects.
Up until today, police were saying they think the shooting is gang related. Just hours ago, they confirmed that connection. Police say shooting victim's 20-year-old David Leday is a gang member and 17-year-old LeBray Franklin has gang affiliations. Both are in fair condition this evening. Murphy, the person of interest, is known by gang enforcement units.
Meantime, overnight in Lynn County, sheriff's deputies and Lebanon City Police spent several hours trying to talk this man out of his house. Police say 42-year-old Alfred Moss III barricaded himself in his residence on 16th Street in Lebanon. Police say gunfire was heard several times from Moss's home. They finally called out the SWAT team, and after a 5-hour standoff, Moss surrendered to authorities. He is jailed on 6 counts of reckless endangering another person, plus many other charges. New information tonight. A woman is behind bars this evening charged with felony hit and run. Springfield police responded to tips from citizens after releasing these pictures of what the suspect's car may have looked like. Investigators believe 30-year-old Isabel Gloria McDaniel hit and killed 67-year-old Daniel Ortiz Renaga late Thursday on East Main Street in Springfield. She's also facing charges for allegedly tampering with evidence. All right, taking a first look at the weather, sunshine all the way today for the southern Willamette Valley. Really a nice day as we had this look at downtown Eugene late this afternoon from the KVAL Tower cam. And Lisa's here to tell us if a Sunday might be just as nice. What do you think?
Yeah, well, Tom, if you like the clear weather, then you're going to have it tonight, and that's going to be about it, though. It's going to be cloud coverage pretty much for most of Sunday and into Monday as well. You can see those clouds offshore starting to creep on in already. Taking a look at today's highs, 50 degrees in Eugene, slightly warmer out on the coast, 57 degrees in Coos Bay, North Bend, 54 degrees in Newport, and 49 degrees in Roseburg. How does that stack up to our seasonal values? Well, we're cooling off a little bit, but still 5 degrees warmer than where we should be this time of year. Taking a look at tomorrow's weather, though, 30s, 40s, and 50s. I'll break down your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
A KVAL alert tonight as thousands of eWeb customers now have power back after an outage caused 4 substations to lose service. According to eWeb spokesman Lance Robertson, the outage affected neighborhoods in the Whitaker, Oakway, and Coburg Road areas. Now, the U of O area also went dark during halftime of the women's basketball game. A viewer sent us this picture taken inside a Matthew Knight Arena, reportedly on a backup generator to at least get some of the lights working. Customers lost power just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Power was fully restored a couple of hours later. eWeb is still looking into what caused all the outages.
The Eugene School District and the Eugene Family YMCA have a tentative deal. It's a plan for the Y to purchase part of the land at Roosevelt Middle School to build a new YMCA Eugene Center. Officials say the tentative deal is for the Y to purchase the property for just under $2.9 million. Both sides negotiated for several months to make the deal possible. A new Roosevelt Middle School is going to be built in the open field area. Then the old school will come down to make way for the new YMCA.
I think dream come true for not only me, but I think being around the Y yesterday when people heard about this, there was both our staff and our members were just so excited.
The Eugene School Board is expected to approve the tentative agreement by next week. Perez says the Y will have to raise $24 million to pay for the project. He expects ground will be broken late 2016 for the construction, with the new Y set to open by 2018. Well, coming up on KVAL News at 11, as residents in Southern California clean up storm debris from earlier this week, they brace for another dose of severe weather headed their way.
Plus, Marcus Mariota's landslide win of the Heisman Trophy capped off the end of a whirlwind week for the Ducks quarterback. Hear from him coming up in KVAL Sports.
KVAL News starts now.
A 2-alarm fire sends 2 Eugene Springfield firefighters to the hospital as they battle a blaze that gutted a South Eugene home early this morning. Good evening and welcome to KVAL News at 11. I'm Lisa Nico.
And I'm Tom Adams. Thanks for joining us tonight. The South Eugene fire is our top story. Metro fire crews got the call about 3 o'clock this morning to this old house on 19th Alley off of Willamette Street. The 2-story home had been converted to 4 apartments, but everybody managed to escape the flames. Flames soon busted through the attic and the roof, however, so it became a 2-alarm blaze. About 33 firefighters fought the fire, which took about 1 hour to control.
Main damage was there. It actually burnt through the floor and dropped into this room here.
I think the folks are pretty lucky.
Very, very fortunate. The timing for the person to come home and see the fire was key to people getting out and no one getting injured or dying in this fire.
Lance Leidy says 6 people have been displaced. 2 injured firefighters were treated and released from local area hospitals. Leidy says the damage toll from the fire is $275,000. The fire began upstairs, appears to be accidental, but the investigation continues.
Around Oregon now, police say they have arrested 2 of the 3 men responsible for Friday's shooting outside of North Portland High School. Tomorrow marks the first day back to school since Friday's shooting outside Rosemary Anderson High School, where 4 students were injured. This afternoon, the school opened their doors a day early. They had counselors available for anyone who wanted to talk. The door was open to both current and former students. We spoke with one alum who says he didn't know the 4 students hurt, but the school did so much for him, he wanted to show his support.
The school helps, kids who may not get the opportunities at normal schools, the opportunity to be successful not only in school but in life. Anyone that goes to the school is like basically family.
Police will be at the school tomorrow morning as a way to show solidarity. We're told other community leaders, people who have worked to improve the neighborhood, will also be there. Now, as for the 3 shooting victims hospitalized after the shooting, 16-year-old Taylor Zimmers remains in serious condition, and 20-year-old Davis Jackson Leday is in fair condition. 17-year-old LeBray Franklin has been released.
All around Oregon tonight, the U.S. Attorney has ordered an autopsy to try to discover why a student collapsed and died this morning at Shamawa Indian School in Kaiser. The 18-year-old collapsed in her room at the school this morning. Staff could not resuscitate her and called the EMTs at 7:30 this morning. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says there's no sign of foul play. The school serves about 400 Native American high school students from across the West. A student died there 11 years ago of alcohol poisoning. Her family received a nearly $2 million settlement over her death. All right, taking a first look at the weather, and trust us, folks, under that cloud bank way out there somewhere, was the city of Eugene. That's what we saw from the KVAL tower cam late today. Not much to see at that stage. Lisa Nico steps in now to weatherize our Monday.
Oh, weatherize our Monday. Well, Tom, like I warned you, Monday showers actually came a little bit early for us.
Oops.
We've already started to see some moisture around western Oregon. So we take a look at that satellite and radar composite. The first round of showers already kind of come and gone through our area, but don't worry, there's still plenty more showers headed our way, along with plenty of cloud coverage. Taking a look at today's highs, we're a little bit cooler than we have been. 41 degrees in Eugene, 52 out in Newport, 55 degrees in Coos Bay, North Bend, and 49 degrees out in Roseburg. How does that stack up to our seasonal values? Last week we were actually seeing 5 to 10 degrees warmer than typical. Now we're actually seeing a few degrees cooler. But of course the question on everyone's mind, when does that rain hit? I'll tell you all about it in my full forecast.